My family let my emotionally unstable aunt choose my name, and it completely wrecked my childhood. My legal name was Prince Danger. Yeah, actually, Prince Danger. It sounds like a WWE wrestler or a 6-year-old's Xbox username, but it was printed on every report card, doctor's form, and school attendance sheet of my life. The reason was my Aunt Rachel. She was my dad's younger sister, and the entire family treated her like she was made of glass. Rachel had severe emotional issues growing up. If she got upset, she'd completely shut down for days, wouldn't eat, wouldn't answer anyone, wouldn't even leave her room. My grandparents were terrified of triggering her, so everyone learned to just give her whatever she wanted. When my mom got pregnant with me, Rachel became obsessed with naming the baby. At first, she suggested normal names, but one day she randomly announced that my name should be Prince Danger because normal names create weak people. Everybody laughed, assuming it was a joke. Rachel didn't. She repeated it constantly for months. Prince Danger, Prince Danger, Prince Danger. And every time someone said no, she'd go silent. The kind of silence that made the whole house tense. My dad hated it. My grandparents hated it. Eventually, they stopped arguing because keeping Rachel calm mattered more than literally anything else. So my parents actually put Prince Danger on my birth certificate, telling themselves they'd change it later. They never did. Growing up with that name was brutal. Teachers thought I was pranking them during roll call. Kids barked superhero theme songs at me in hallways. One substitute teacher laughed so hard she had tears in her eyes. By middle school, I stopped introducing myself entirely. I just mumble PD and hope nobody asked questions. But the weirdest part was at home. Anytime I complained about my name, the mood instantly changed. My mom would look nervous. My dad would say, "Don't start this again around Rachel," like somehow my embarrassment was less important than her feelings. Over time, I realized my whole family revolved around avoiding her reactions. Nobody ever told Rachel no. It was easier to sacrifice everybody else than deal with her shutting down. When I turned 22, I finally decided I was done. I filed paperwork to legally change my name and told my parents afterward. Surprisingly, they barely fought me on it. That should have been my first clue. 2 days later, Rachel asked for a family dinner. I expected screaming, crying, maybe a breakdown. Instead, she was weirdly calm. She listened while I explained how humiliating my name had been my entire life. Then she leaned back in her chair and said something that completely changed how I saw my family. I never forced anyone to use that name. Everybody went quiet. Rachel looked at my parents and shrugged. You all chose the easy option, every single time. My dad stared at the table. My mom looked like she wanted to disappear. Rachel said she learned years ago that if she stayed silent long enough, people would eventually give her what she wanted because nobody in the family could tolerate discomfort. Then she looked directly at me and said, "Your name wasn't my fault. It was theirs." Honestly, that hit harder than the name itself. A week later, I stood in court while the judge asked what I wanted my new name to be. For a second, I just sat there thinking about how my entire identity got shaped by people too scared to have difficult conversations. Then I finally said the name I picked for myself. Daniel. Simple. Normal. Mine.